welcome back to the Dopeness Defined podcast. This is your girl Shay Hell, the crazy, sexy, cool girl next door who ain't everybody cup of tea but somebody's favorite shot of Hennessy. What's up, Shani B?
What it do, y'all? It's the fun side shit talking Shani B. Freddie, what's up, man?
What it do? Welcome back. It's Freddie, aka the Liquor Man, ready for another episode of Dope. What's going on, Jim?
Man, I can't call it. Y'all know I'm just June. Here to talk my shit. What's up with Wayne Greaty?
Man, ain't no holding hand, kicking cans, and making plans with Wayne Greaty like our song. You did.
Well, as you can see, our host today, Wayne Greaty, is a rapper and he ready on the spot for whatever. Ready to introduce himself.
It is what it is.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me at the show.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. So the inside joke in the room is that we may or may not be related. He was adopted, so it's questionable. However,
Okay.
It's a lot of shit questionable because he said the same about you.
That's facts.
Anyway, so this is episode 10, No New Friends. And before we jump into all of that, though, we just kind of want to get to know our guests a little bit better. Shani B, you want to run that?
Okay. So we have a lightning round for you, okay?
Alright. Okay.
It's just a bunch of random things, but you have to say them like that, okay?
Alright.
Alright, the first one. Your favorite song of all time.
He gonna say his own shit.
He was
No, I got it.
This is your time.
I got it. Pretty Wings by Maxwell.
That's
You
your
are
favorite song of all
yeah.
time?
No,
It's up there.
It's not the Wayne, not
It's
the
up there.
man.
Okay.
He did used to bump that joint, but go ahead.
That joint's hard.
Okay, JoJo or Christina Aguilera?
JoJo.
Eminem or Mac Miller?
Ooh.
You gotta think about it.
Eminem.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Had to. What's the most difficult thing you had to do so far?
In terms of what?
Life.
Life? Ain't nothing that hard, man. I don't know.
Really, actually, the hard
These
was.
niggas
Which
here,
one was the
man.
most
Most
difficult?
difficult. Man,
These niggas, man.
I failed my permit test.
You know what?
I failed your permit test. She knows she did.
D, yes, first time. You should be
It
ashamed.
took me like 4 times.
Okay.
I can drive.
Name a line from All About the Benjamins.
15. 30. 38. 45, 47. 45, 46. Alright.
I'm glad everybody sees that one. Okay, last one. Sing a song from The Lion King.
I just can't wait to be king. Kuna Matata?
That's the main song.
Everybody online, the lightning round is harder than it looked. I thought I was gonna get up here and kill that joint. It didn't happen. So
I can't wait to be king too. That's the joint I go to first. Like I don't go. Like,
Hey, Ken.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's the first shit to get when you say Lion King, the first thing I hear
I'm
like,
straight
I'm a singer,
the one I can't wait to be king, and then the Kuna Matata. Them,
Yeah.
it's gonna be in there. Order.
Alright, and then this weekend, fuck shit on social, you know, Tommy apparently didn't kill Ghost. He found his love for Ghost again.
He never lost his love for those. Don't do my nigga like that.
He was ready to kill that nigga though.
Okay, you know you be ready to kill some people you really care about. Just don't do
they don't get started. Tommy actually made attempts. He changed our mind.
Listen, I ain't never felt that close to killing nobody.
one time to try to
They
kill
killed
you.
the dude that was in the car. You saw the Tommy.
And kill Angela trying to kill Ghost.
Nah, he was trying to kill
He was trying to kill Angela.
He was trying to kill
Ghost.
I think y'all missed something. He seen those dudes that still shot. He was trying to kill Angela.
He wanted both of their ass dead, but now they not trying to kill to kill Ghost. Okay, we can do.
He said he wanted the red M&M, but he got the, it's all the yellow one. That was it.
He couldn't think what color that fast.
They leaked the last 2 episodes. I watched some of it, but I'm still gonna watch it.
But they said they got like all different type of alternate endings.
He said it's a whole bunch of different alternate endings.
The one he was like the episode that was leaked, them ain't even how this shit gonna go. So I can believe it.
I just know when I sat there and I watched this shit, I was noticing like the differences in the scenes and shit. I'm like, they didn't say that in the last part. Like they showing certain scenes.
Yeah, they said a little extra.
Oh yeah, I like that's not what she said in that episode. Like,
they shot it a couple times. But for the most part, it was my favorite episode, the Tommy episode.
Well, I think when you shooting like that, where you showing the same scene but from different points of view, then of course you're gonna get more on one side because you only saw a glimpse of it on the other side.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Why this nigga taking a call during? Anyway, so
my producer.
moving right along. Social media been tripping about A Fall from Grace, a Tyler Perry movie. If you've been under a rock, it's trash. You save your 2 hours of your life, you'll be okay.
I mean,
what's trash about it though? Is it the story?
It's a typical Tyler Perry story.
I mean, that's typical Tyler Perry though.
It's a typical ass Tyler Perry story. Like,
it's my boy.
There is nothing.
Put it on, but I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there is nothing like even remotely
different.
Except the last 15
untypical,
minutes.
Right? Except the last 15 minutes. And I will say that while I was watching it, I caught all the foreshadowing, like all the hints he was dropping. So I'm not gonna say I was smart enough to put it together before the end or whatever, but I picked up on the hints that he was dropping, like, okay, that's gonna have something to do with something in a minute. That's gonna come back or whatever. And then when old girl Sarah, when she had snitched on Grace, I was like, ooh, she set this whole thing up. And then when they like unraveled it, that's when I was interested, and that was the last 10 minutes.
She said this one out.
I kind of peeped it. Look at Tarzan talking about some ass straight beat. She's so stupid.
It's getting juicy. And then it's over.
But I think I was too distracted by the fucking wig. Like, dude, wig was killing me.
Hey, that was fucked up. Like,
out of all the wigs,
I haven't seen the movie, but like for the preview and shit, that shit horrible, bro.
Like, it looked like he pulled his gun out the closet and just kind of like, it was like,
the worst wig I think was Tyler Perry wig though. That shit wasn't even tried to fade. Like, it was a lace front with the lace still on there. It was all bad, you know. Oh, you haven't seen it? You don't know? Okay.
I haven't seen it.
They don't know what we're talking about.
I was say, you know, like
man wigs are a thing now. Like, I wish we had Tarzan here for this because he cut her, but like,
he talking to you?
What's up, Tarzan? What's going on?
I know what I'm
I know what But yeah, like the glue on jump with the hair. Oh, is that
that nigga we saw with the toupee?
No, this the show. But it be some good looking man wigs though. When they fade the sides and glue it on and all that good stuff. But on here, they just stick their joint.
They toupee. That's all.
They didn't have a budget for hair and makeup apparently. They told the actors to do that.
So basically they were like, you
studio, but not hair, makeup. How that work?
You responsible for your own makeup and your like your whole
wardrobe. Been doing it too long to be disrespected like that.
Yeah,
you really can't tell. No, I'm just playing.
I'm
sorry.
We.
I love Sister Tyson though.
Tarzan, they should have called him for the Tarzan chop.
They should have caught you for real because that show was terrible.
Alright, and then of course Aaron Hernandez has been super hot because you know that documentary came out or whatever. Have y'all got a chance to watch that?
I did watch it.
No?
Did you watch it? Why not?
Not yet.
I thought
you said I want to watch it.
So you haven't watched it either?
I watched the first episode.
Okay.
It's crazy right now.
But see, like, I feel like they made it more than they should have. Like it's the name of it is Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez, but for the most part, they talking about like his sexuality and all that kind of shit. and then like how you say the last few minutes of Grace or whatever is actually what it's supposed to be about. Like that's how they do with the Aaron Hernandez shit. Like the last part is when they actually talking about the damage that's done to his brain.
That was
the CTE part. That should have been the whole fucking documentary.
No.
They up in there trying to expose how he killing niggas
So,
and gonna win the Super Bowl next day.
His
Well, saying that he was gay and it was never proven.
right.
Why did
So,
y'all even put that in there?
I don't
That's what I'm
think.
saying.
Because they had a chance to embarrass him. Why not? Of course, that's what they do.
The NFL doing that shit too though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you been saying?
I don't know, if this nigga was gay or not, but I do think when you're explaining how somebody decisions may have worked, like how they made you start talking about the psychology of things and how the things in their life has affected them and molded them to be the person that they are. And so those things do become important in the conversation where it's like if they're trying to paint the case, which they were saying that like he was an undercover homosexual and that's why he was extra aggressive because he was steady trying to prove that he wasn't gay. If there was something that he was battling with, that makes sense. Like niggas be doing that shit.
Yeah, if it was true though. We're not saying it is not true, but that's one aspect that they could have left out and their story would have still been as significant. Like they didn't have to say that man was gay. He didn't even say he was gay.
They did a whole lot of They did a whole lot of speculation. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of things that can't be proven. The only thing that you can say is like looking at this brain, CTE was a factor, right? But most people, like it's a lot of football players, like one of the NFL players on the thing said, it's a lot of football players that are affected by CTE that's not killing people. Mm-hmm. So when they get to talking about a killer, they're going to tell you every aspect that could have had something to do with it. They do that with any killer documentary that you watch. And it don't necessarily all be facts. It just be like, well, I think this is going on with him from me knowing him. And I can say that, about anybody sitting here, I can say, well, I knew him and this is the things that I witnessed with this person. And you can't, you can say, man, you shouldn't have said that because you don't know if that was true, but that's what I witnessed.
But the one thing that they talked about in every episode was him being gay. That was the only constant throughout the documentary. But
why does that bother you?
Because the main issue was that like him actually having brain damage. The main
issue was him being a killer.
No, because
even why would you repeat about him being gay if that's what your focus is?
Because they were trying to figure out why he was so fucking crazy. Like, why was he such a killer? Like, anything, like, nigga spilled some juice on his shoe and he killed them. Which is why I said Aaron Hernandez killed Pac. If y'all watched the doc yet,
she definitely said
because he kicked the nigga at the red light in the Beamer
and then drove off.
And he whipped the Beamer up, y'all, and killed two niggas.
But then at the same
that
time,
is a joke. That's not like
at the same time with it. It's like if you can sit here and constantly like say about one thing, you saying as far they paint a picture. They trying to say all the hypotheticals. At the end of the day, like he lost his dad, and after he lost his dad, his mom started fucking his cousin's husband. Like
they talking about it too.
But that was one instant. They said it and they moved on from it. Yeah. Like if you lose your dad and your dad, somebody that you're that close to, that you idolize, you look up to, and then you turn around and you see your mom like in the same bed in the same house that your daddy was just living in, she done moved a whole nigga in, and he like 10 years older than you. Oh, that shit gonna fuck with you. That's gonna bother you. And it's like she act like it wasn't nothing wrong. Like, and that was his closest cousin. No, that would hunt you though. That like you fighting demons. Okay, it's so many things that lead up to the fact that him killing you.
To me, that sounds like mommy issues, and so he didn't go around killing women. He was going around killing other niggas. So
that's maybe like him killing the dude that his mom was sleeping with. He never forgave his mom, but even at the end he told her like, "I'll never forgive you for that." So you don't think that was something that was hunting him? That's something that was bothering him? The demons and all that kind of stuff that was like pushing him.
I think he clearly had demons because he was a murderer.
You know what I'm saying? With the mental shit that was going on, when you got stuff like that that's on your plate, it's gonna push you to the end. It's gonna make you easily agitated. Versus where he woke up one day with a clear mind and like, I want to kill somebody today. Like he had, I ain't gonna say he had motives to kill, but like. He was on edge constantly after his dad died.
Yeah, he had some issues.
You feel what I'm saying? Like with Brian, with the amount of CTE that he had, man, come on, aggressive.
You could tell about the conversations he was having with his baby mama when he was in jail. Like, my nigga was calling home, arguing with her because somebody busted in her house. She got served with a warrant. They busted in her house, and she was mad at him. And he was like in jail, like, well, calm down. Why are you mad at me?
You got your freedom.
They was in here because of you.
You like, you got your freedom. What you mad about?
And then I was like, if I can't talk to the kids, I'm gonna just call you back tomorrow. But he was in jail like, I got my Harry Potter books. I'm cool. That's all he wanted was his Harry Potter books.
He didn't have no problem with being in jail. Like, cause
something's wrong with him.
You feel what I'm saying?
Like,
but
you know what I'm saying? I never
said.
I mean, I feel like shit.
If he was just a cold-blooded murderer, somebody would got killed in jail while he was in that bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
And they also told you that they moved him away because they felt like that not only did they need to protect him from inmates just in case they wanted to try something, but they had to protect the inmates from him. True. So it was precautions taken to make sure or to try to mitigate anybody killing him. And he apparently wasn't even there that long. He killed me still. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he was in jail at least a year, at least almost 2 years.
He was in jail for 2 years. He
was in jail for like 2 years.
Right,
like,
he wasn't there that long. If he had served a life sentence, he would have killed somebody, I guarantee.
He had enough common sense to know
that,
or to try to figure out that he was killing himself to try to help his daughter. It just didn't
so,
all work out the way that he thought.
The thing that I, like, the biggest problem I have with this documentary is that it like tried to make you have sympathy for a murderer. I think, like, with them doing all of this explaining, especially when you think about how much bail that we'll shoot to homosexuals in this era that we're in. I think that was part of them trying to make him, not only, like, y'all saying that they was doing it to tear him down, but I really think it was a way to, like, shoot him a little bail, like, you know, if he was struggling with his sexuality and he couldn't be himself, then
but the way
you're like living a double life and blah 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 blah.
Like, gays already have a struggle as it is, and people are already judging them. So now you have put in the mind like he's struggling with being gay, so that helped him be a murderer. So gay people are murderers.
No.
That's
not it.
But it's also like, it makes it make you feel like athletes. It's painting a picture for athletes that you have to be a certain way. Like, you play football, so you can't be gay. You play, you know what I'm saying? You play a major sport, so you can't be gay type thing. And that's kind of what they was addressing. Like, where with the guy that was his teammate, that was the offensive lineman or whatever, and he was like, he purposely, you know what I'm saying, made himself fat or like trying to make himself look a certain way so that he wouldn't be attractive to women. So nobody would ever question, like, why you not dating nobody, or why you not this, and you know what I'm saying? Until he got to a certain point in his life where he wanted to be himself. Everybody don't make it to the point where they can accept who they are and say, fuck who don't accept me, you know what I'm saying? And when you playing football, like, you share a locker room with 61 other dudes. Some of them dudes ain't gonna be comfortable with having, yes. Some of them ain't gonna be comfortable with having a person that's outwardly gay in the locker room, because most of them take showers together. Most of them undress in front of each other. So a lot of dudes gonna be paranoid about, like, damn, he might be looking at me like I don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways, but at the same time, it's like, regardless if somebody gay or not, y'all still looking at each other. What difference does it make? As long as him aggressively, you know what I'm saying, come at you. The other 51 in the scene, the other 6 in the scene, the women out in the scene, he gay. Don't matter. So, fuck it, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, as long as y'all winning, as long as we do your job, fuck it.
Yeah, so Dreamville dropped some new music. Did y'all listen to that?
No, I saw it though.
Nah, I didn't.
Hey, if you are listening to this podcast or you watch and you actually keep up with current events, like, DM me.
So apparently we're not. It's far enough for her. Okay, our bad.
You know, like,
Sandra fire everybody every week.
Yeah.
The only new song I listened to was the Janae Aiko song.
I'm not.
Oh, and Lil Baby song. So Prove.
It's just new music is always on the docket, and like, nobody ever listens to the music. It's kind of a thing. Anyway, so our topic, no new friends. And we're gonna really like dive into like growing pains. So I don't know about y'all, but as you grow up, you start to like kind of outgrow some people, and maybe like your childhood besties that you was friends with all the way up to maybe even through college, you might not be friends with them no more. So, who has been? You ain't got to say no names, but have there been relationships that were valuable to you that have since kind of ended or not the same?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me about it?
I think that's a very common thing to happen. Like people grow up and like you look at like your parents, for example. Like your parents don't have a whole lot of friends. You know, so I can't speak for everybody's parents, but your parents don't have a whole lot of friends. It's like adults always say like, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to have a whole lot of friends. I ain't got time for that, you know, so I gotta go work, pay the bills, take care of my kids and everything. Like, I guess it's hard to like, when you're young, you can just hang out, you know what I'm saying? That if you can't hang out with one person because they busy, you can go hang out with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to keep a whole lot of friends and stuff. And then like people, I guess, are on opposite extremes of life. Like some people decide I'm gonna go to school, some people decide I'm gonna go to the military. You know what I'm saying? Then people just move to different cities and stuff as adults and everything. It's hard to keep up with somebody from high school, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that you've been friends with your whole life that's just doing something completely different. Because time, you know what I'm saying? Time is of the essence.
I mean, well, yeah, I would say I got relationships that I outgrew. I don't have a lot of relationships that I fell out with anybody. We just kind of outgrew. So if I see them now, we still can talk, we still laugh and joke, but I also have, you got to be like, you got different type of relationships with different types of people. So I'm the type of friend that I don't have to talk to my friends every day, and they understand that our friendship is still the same. So I noticed that people that come into my life and have to talk to me every day and don't understand, yeah, they don't last long with me, because we're not doing this every day. Like, you grown, I'm grown, I got shit to do, you got shit to do. How are you accomplishing shit if you talking to me all day? That makes no sense. So,
So throughout the years, definitely like when you play sports, it definitely like lets you encounter and grow bonds with different people, whether it's a teammate or somebody that you playing against, and you consider yourself friends or whatnot. But they're definitely not somebody that you're gonna keep up with consistently. But whenever you see that person, of course, you know it's always laughs, smiles, how everything going. You kind of catch up, but you also know that I might not see this person again for another couple of months. And then you also have those friends that you grew up with, or even with family. You outgrow family, you know what I'm saying, once you get older. You know, you got cousins so that you grew up with, y'all grew up like brothers and sisters and whatnot. And just when you get older, traveling or you know, jobs, kids, or just the way that they live their life, you know what I'm saying, you can't necessarily associate yourself with a certain person's lifestyle. That doesn't change the fact that you love them or care about them. If somebody is going on a different path and it's not something that you want to align yourself with, you're not gonna really hang around that person. You'll, you know, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Chop it up with them. But that's not somebody that you're gonna really like put too much effort into spending time with, because you don't want to get caught up in the wrong situation at the wrong, you know, or have your name associated with the wrong thing. So it just depends on your walk of life, as well as the time that you have to spend with, you know, those that you may consider friends or family.
Yeah, because see, mine is pretty much like all three of y'all, basically. Like, even when you said something about when you being on sports teams, like I can see my teammates from UAPB that I played basketball with. We'll see each other, you know, we're gonna ha-ha, shake it up, laugh, whatever. Hey man, we need to grab us some drinks or whatever. We'll kick it for that night talk or whatever. But then after that, shit, we don't keep in touch or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't no bad blood, it's just how it is. And then like you said, when you going on a different path, if I'm growing up, I know I'm going a certain way and you still pretty much stuck on your same shit, I gotta separate from you. That's why they tell you, you know what I'm saying, hang around the kind of people you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I know I'm trying to be on some next level top shit or whatever, you still on this other bullshit, then I need to separate myself. It's not with the person. You know,
especially if I can't bring you with me. Like, if you ain't on the shit I'm on, we gotta go ahead and turn that page.
And as friends, or you know, if that's what we're gonna call each other, or even family, if we love each other to that level, we supposed to be that kind of support to say, okay, well, yeah, if I'm holding you back, then let me step my ass out of the way. You feel me? Like, but.
So I think y'all gave some, you know, some good answers, but I don't think we really dived into the valuable part. Like, you know, when we are younger and we have friends here and there and everywhere, like, when you're on sports teams and you making friends over here and you at school and you making friends over here, a lot of times those friendships are like, they're more so like acquaintances. Like, you in all these different places, so you're gonna know a whole lot of people and you're gonna be able to build some type of rapport with them, but they probably not like your best friend. I'm talking about like valuable relationships, like people that was like, they're thick and thin, y'all was thick as thieves, y'all was like partners in crime, y'all if I move you move type shit.
That was like me.
Those teammates, like that was all my teammates. Like, you know, like not all of them, but on each level I had a teammate that was like that. Like, you know, from middle school, high school, college, all that. You know, it was, you know what I'm saying, like I had that one person that was like my ride or die, you know, like.
But you had a different one on every team?
Nah. From middle school to high school.
That's how he said it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because when I went to college, it was somebody completely different. It was somebody that was from Memphis or whatever. We was in Arkansas, and like he took me on his wing. He was upper class, so he took me on his wing. Like, that was my big brother. You know what I'm saying? And I had a person from middle school who was like a big brother to me. You know, so it was like we ended up going to the same high school. We didn't play basketball no more. That was still my big brother, but at the same time, I'm with my teammate 24/7. So like, okay. Me and another guy ended up becoming like real close. That's still my best friend to this day. I ain't talked to him this year yet. You know what I'm saying? But I know for a fact, like, whenever we talk, it ain't gonna be no.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be like I just talked to you yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, I ain't talked to him. You know what I'm saying? In 2020. But that's just
okay, you said valuable. Well, I have a relationship that was very like important to me. That in the last couple of years, I realized that we didn't necessarily fall out. We just kind of grew apart. I feel like the way you value a person is based off of where you are in your life at the time. Because if you're a person that's partying, the person that's going out is going to be more valuable to you than your friend that's sitting at home not doing nothing. But like, now that I'm older, I value people off of how we talk. Like, my friends talking about businesses, most of the time that's what we talk about. Some type of idea, some type of way to grow and move forward. So my friends that aren't doing it, I found myself, I've had to cut a couple of, not necessarily cut off, but like move to the side, from certain people I value, just simply because we weren't moving in the same direction. Like, and it was too much clashing going on, trying to figure this shit out.
Like, that's how it was. Like you talk about relationships, value, and growing out of people. That's how it was with me and y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, our whole little group that we got. So we all been friends since middle school, and we got our group text. And basically, whenever we could talk in there, that's basically like all us talking together just right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went to different places. I think we only had like 4 or 5 of y'all that stayed in Memphis, but everybody else went somewhere different. But even when we all come home, it's just like hell, a reunion from back when we was kids. Like, that's just your support system. And then it's not to say that your friends that you had before you left are, you know what I'm saying, not important or nothing, but at the same time, them not the ones that you close enough to share everything with, so you can't really just talk to them about stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't know your past, you don't know their past. Y'all don't know how like-minded or unlike-minded y'all may be. So, you know.
Kids in a relationship with people are seasonal.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too. I feel like you meet people. People are either seasonal or they come into your life for a lifetime. And it depends on, you learn something from everybody that comes into your life, but some people stay for a lifetime. Most people are just seasonal though. They come into your life to teach you one thing or another, or you taught them one thing or another, but the relationship is not gonna stick that long.
Alright, so I don't know, like, I feel like we not having the conversation I foresaw.
You gotta wait. You answered the question.
Let's hear your answer. Let's hear what we went wrong.
Or at least ask it more in depth.
That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get, how to really get out of y'all what I'm trying to get. And I'm not really sure how to do it because I feel like we're giving textbook answers.
Okay, so what's your answer? So we can base it off of that.
Yeah. We can kind of chime in on yours.
So we know that, growing up, you are going to separate from people, the little cliche saying elevation requires separation sometimes. But I, for one, think that if you've been friends with somebody for 10, 15, 20 years, right, then was it actually required that y'all separate? Like, what was it that caused the disconnect? What was it that caused the drift? Because I think really the type of people in our generation, we just too prideful to say, like, friend, I miss you. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And then we'll let relationships go because motherfucker was acting funny, but we never reached out and tried to mend the relationship. And so what I'm saying is like, my best friend of over 15 years recently, like, she ghosted the fuck out of me, and I don't know why. Like, I have an idea, but it's not nothing that makes sense, so I can't say that that's why. That's just the only thing that had happened prior to, right? And I just refuse to believe that it's like that, some simple shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And so I reached out. Like, I swallowed my pride because I talked to somebody about it, and they was like, if it really bother you and that's somebody that you really value in your life, that's somebody that you love, reach out. Like, say something. And I'm like, well, I did. I reached out twice already. They were like, okay, reach out one more time.
They didn't respond when you reached out?
Right. So motherfucker got respond.
Did you text them or call them?
I text.
That was your first mistake.
Should have called.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I've called you prior. You know what I'm saying?
So your drive was too big for you to call again, is what you're saying?
No, but if you're not answering the phone, it's better for me to go and say what I gotta say. And you gonna see it one way or another, right?
Not
so
really.
even
you talking about you said what you had to say in the text message?
Some things you
Who said they read it all?
Huh?
Who said they read it all?
They read receipts.
No.
They just say not open.
All I gotta do is open it and close it back out. It's gonna say I read that motherfucker, but I probably ain't seen nothing but the first line.
That's not my fault though. That's really like for real, that's not my fault, nor does that matter, because I reached out. If I've called you more than once, I said something to you when I saw you in person, and you brushed that off, and then they was like, well, you know, last thing, just text them whatever you gotta say. And so I'm like, yo, I don't know, you know, what happened or whatever, but like, you know, you one of my best friends, blah blah blah, like, I miss you. If I did something that offended you, like, let me know. But you know, what's up? Like, if you're going through something, that's cool too, let me know though. Like, you know, motherfucker really don't, when people go through stuff, sometimes they'll fall back, you know, they'll retreat into themselves or whatever. So I'm like, you know, if something's going on with you, like, let me know, cause, you know, I don't know where you at. Like, what you doing? Are you okay? Or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I text you out there and you didn't see it, bullshit, you know, and even if you didn't,
here's my thing.
at that point, there's nothing. What else was I supposed to do?
You're right. From listening to what you're saying, you called, you text, you spoke in person, she still didn't have nothing to say. The way I'm looking at it, if God removing her from your life, let her ass go.
Yeah, let her go.
Like, ain't no point in you trying to stay and hold on to it. Like, I understand, you know, because of the time built in that you want to try to keep her close. You know, that's a good friend you don't want to lose. But at the same time, like we just said, some people are only here for a certain amount of time. So if her time is up, her time is up. Close that chapter, go on to the next one.
Absolutely. And so, you know, after I sent that message and it wasn't no response, like, there's been that on it. But when somebody in the comments, when I asked for some feedback on like what we should talk about tonight, they brought this situation up. And so that's the story that kind of, for me, out of my life, that's what relates to this topic.
Brenda said leave her where she is, Shay.
She been left. Y'all, this is not new. I'm talking about it right now, but this is not new.
Ken said there's a huge disconnect between people now than before. Technology has divided us when it comes to communication and emotion.
That's good shit, Ken.
That's very true, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we feel like because we follow each other on social media that we're still connected. Like, oh, I see you got married, I see you grew, but I ain't said shit to you. I ain't called you and said congratulations. I haven't called and seen how you was doing. I haven't actually nurtured that relationship. Yeah. But because I see you on social media,
I'm still
you know,
a part of your life,
right? No, and that's it's not necessarily true.
People think
because I only post certain shit on social media, so you think you still connected to my life based on what I post on social media. You got, you know what I'm saying? You well short of far. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well short of far.
Well short of far.
Okay. He said that. Yes, he did.
So
it took me a minute. My bad. I guess.
Hey, this nigga. You like, if it's somebody that I haven't talked to in like 3 or 4 years or whatever, and you're basing like knowing what's going on in my life based on what I put on social media, then like you're not gonna know shit. Yeah. I don't really post it on social media. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, nobody could ever. Nobody could ever say
Also,
they feel cool with him and they just friends on Instagram.
I'm all about like knowing me. You know what I'm saying?
Like
call me.
pictures.
If you ain't in my circle to call me and we don't talk, man, you can see what I post on Instagram and that ain't much. You know what I'm saying? I post the coffee I drank that morning. You know what I'm saying? Call me.
No caption, nothing. Just,
you know, like an emoji. This emoji right here.
Good morning filter.
Right.
that's it.
But based off what your response though, like, can you re-ask the question? Because I feel like you came at it from like why relationships grow apart, but then you answered it with kind of like there was a confrontation.
There was no confrontation.
Or a specific relationship that we lost, or something that we couldn't figure out why.
So just re-ask the question now that we know what like your response is.
That's a good way to put it. Have you? Okay. I asked you what relations. I didn't ask you this. What relationships are valuable to you? Have you outgrown some childhood friends? Have you lost relationships that you valued? Was it due to jealousy, distance, evolved interests, work disagreements, or etc.? And have you attempted to mend those relationships? And then what do your new friends look like? So I wasn't intending to give y'all all that at one time, but for the context of the conversation, now y'all have it.
Okay. Well, I had a situation that was very similar to your situation. Like, I had a friend that was my friend for 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Real good friend. And something happened. I don't really know what. You know what I'm saying? That we didn't speak for a year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we didn't we didn't speak for it. Yeah. So I had this friend for a long time. We didn't speak for a year after some reason. I didn't really know what had happened, but my pride was big. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, if they got a problem with me, we supposed to be cool enough where they supposed to come tell me. So I just fell back. I was like, all right, I ain't got to talk to you then.
I did that shit.
At the same time, though, there was a relationship that I valued. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking to my wife, and she was like, you know what I'm saying? You got to put your pride aside sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there is a problem, like, at least reach out, because you know what I'm saying, maybe you saying if there's a problem he needs to reach out to you, maybe he's saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a relationship you value. So I did reach out to him. We chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? Everything is good. We figured out what it was, what the issue was. You know what I'm saying? Apologize, move forward. But like, their relationship wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cool to this day, like we straight, but it ain't how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to bounce back from a year of not talking to somebody. That's just, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But
I mean, but that's any relationship though. Like any kind of relationship that you go through something, it'll never be like it was. No matter how much I repaired it, how much apologies was gone, none of that. It'll never be like it was.
I disagree.
Why you say that?
I disagree. I mean, I think things can happen where, you know what I'm saying, the trust barrier can be repaired. I think.
I mean, yeah, that can be repaired, but it's still not going to be exactly like it was the first time.
It might be stronger.
It can be better, but it won't be the same.
Because a lot of times when we go through stuff, right, it's gonna give you a deeper understanding of that person, whether that's like your significant other or a friend. So now y'all respect each other y'all understand each other on a different level, right? So you're able to, if anything else like look like it's coming like that, you're able to kind of nip it in the bud. You know, certain things won't even get in the way if there is a relationship that grew from that situation. Right. But you're right, it is some relationships where it don't grow. It's just like, all right, we did it that, but now we kind of weird. Like I fuck with you, but I don't fuck with you. Like
sometimes those tests can build your resiliency and your patience and understanding with a person. So you kind of see those signs like, okay, let me go ahead and address it, or let me align myself so that I can probably fix it before it starts to cause a problem. So like a lot of times when you have issues with people, I've never had a friendship to the point where we fell out on bad terms or anything like that. It's just distance, you know, different walks of life. But I do have some friendships that I wish I could have been more proactive in, you know, as far as doing my due diligence to, you know, reach out more, or, you know what I'm saying, like at least let that person know that I am still somebody that you can consider a friend, regardless of what the situation may be. You know what I'm saying, like going years and stuff without seeing people or without hearing from people, and like say, yeah, okay, that person added me on Facebook, that person added me on Instagram, Snapchat, all that bullshit. It's like you still miss out on the core of actually having that friendship and that bond. And you say, oh, well, yeah, okay, I see what they doing. When in reality, like, you don't know what's going on a daily, you know, or even a weekly basis, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no actual interaction other than just scrolling down and seeing something that they post on the screen. So that's what I feel like devalues a lot of friendships and devalues a lot of real relationships is based off of social media and like shit like that.
Do you think it's because like we use social media like the way that it wasn't intended?
Yeah.
Because social media is built to extend friendships, you know what I'm saying? To make it so if your friend moved to California, you're supposed to still be able to be a friend with that person. You know what I'm saying? But we just using it wrong, so it ruins our relationships. Is that what you're saying?
In a way, yeah. Because if that was the case, it wouldn't be so, like, I feel like a lot of social media is now used more so for dating, more so than it is just to keep friendships tight knit. And it also includes as far as all these people that you are friends with that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got 5,000 friends.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It is, because even the friends that you add, you don't get to know them.
Sometimes people do.
Rarely.
Not rarely.
Very rarely.
I think that whole little last 3 sentences you said was such a limited point of view. Like, and I said that because, like, a lot of people, I think we get into the habit of ragging on social media, like social media just disrupted everything, and then we all fucked up because of social media. But while there are some flaws of it, I really think us being able to make friends with people that's across the country and outside of the country is an amazing thing, right? Because you wouldn't have been able to do that. A lot of people wouldn't have had access to those type of friendships to where if they travel, they can be like, hey, I'm in your city, and this person come show them the town, and it's all good. There's some dangers with it, too. Like, you know, there's good and it's like good and bad with everything, but I think to just focus on the negative part of that, and y'all know that's my consistent voice and train of thought on things, is like to just focus on the negative is always limiting, because social media is so vast. Like you said, like somebody move across the country, you can still, like, to an extent, you can still keep up with them. And even when you have that phone call, you can be like, yo, I saw this, and this. Like, tell me about this, versus you just have a blank phone call and you ain't even got nothing to pull from. And this might not have been somebody that you talked to in a while, and that phone call just kind of like,
okay, so let me ask you this. So out of all the friends you have on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever, you telling me that out of 80% of them, you actually have a back and forth friendship communication with all of them?
Out of 80% of
just
them,
about 80%.
Be for real.
I'm just that's why I say, as far as the overflow of friend requests and people that you get from people that you don't know and that you really never get to know, you never really have a full conversation with that person. It's just somebody that adds you because you have a mutual friend, and you, I don't know, okay, they're so and so they gotta know me, and I hit accept. And reality, like, y'all don't never interact on Facebook. You never see this person in real life, and you never have a real conversation.
Yeah. I would not say never. I've literally met people that have been a friend of a friend. They added me on Facebook because we're interested in the same thing. They saw me on a comment thread. They talked to me in that comment thread, and so then they followed up with a friend request, and now we talk to each other back and forth. And I do have friends like that on social media, and I have had drinks with those people. You know what I'm saying? So
she said Shay had a pen pal before MySpace.
I was on tag.
Okay, so like basically, kind of from like what Fred is saying. So like, alright, he said.
It's not that I don't understand what he's saying. I just think that it's unrealistic to say, you know, that's a bad thing. Like, I think we meet so many people, and maybe we don't talk every day, right? But those interactions that we do have with those people have led to relationships. And so, you know, when I go to, it's a girl named Taria who's a workout person, and she sells Fitbits, and I didn't know her from a can of paint. But we've gotten to know each other, and it's a couple people that I can say. I literally can say that about 30.
I didn't say that it was impossible for that to happen. I asked how often does that happen?
I'm telling you, it happens pretty likely. Like, you speaking from your personal point of view.
I'm speaking in general.
But you can't speak for general. Like,
you're speaking just from your we're speaking in a general term, right?
Like she at AOL.
Right? We're speaking for the general term as far as.
Let's look at it this way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Social media ain't always about. I know we brought it up in terms of friendship, but it ain't always just because they your they call them friend on Facebook. Some of those are customers for some people.
Right.
So it is beneficial to have as many as possible.
To be able to be accessible to those people. Right?
Exactly, and to some people like I'm gonna have to agree with Sandra on this one. Like or Shay Hill on this one. My sister, I right there for my nigga. It's I don't know. I think it's there. You can use social media for bad. Like social media is like a tool, like a hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like you can use it to build something, or I can take this hammer and hit you in the head with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can destroy yourself with that same hammer. You know what I'm saying? But like social media, I think has more upside than down.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? So in terms of like negative impacts on relationships with our loved ones or our friends or whatever like that, I feel like that is what you make it. If those are your real friends, you also have their number. You also have a responsibility to water that relationship. You know what I mean? Outside of just commenting on their posts, or liking their posts. Some people don't even comment. You know what I'm saying? Knowing you the whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's even some family that I probably wouldn't call her. I probably wouldn't talk to them on a regular basis, but because of social media, we are in contact. You know what I'm saying? Like we see each other regularly, so to speak, because of social. And so I can't call, like I got shit to talk about when I call them. But that's if you're supposed to stay in Philadelphia or some shit, like honestly, it's a lot of people. I'll tell you straight up, I'm not finna call you and talk to you. Like we just said, if you got to talk to your friend every day, that friend ain't gonna last, right? So there's a lot of people where I'm not finna be calling you like that, but when I do call you, like I want to talk. And so I think social media allows for us to stay connected even while we're distant.
I mean, that's how it was when Casey moved to Vegas. So like when he be posting this stuff, I be seeing the celebrities, he be cutting up and all that and everything, and then we hit each other. Oh damn, bro, I seen you cut up sister, man. I see you making moves out here, this, that, and third. Then we got most to talk about now. So yeah, man, I seen you back in schools now, you back teaching now, whatever, where you at, It carry your conversation on from
right. They show surface level, but it allows your conversations to get deeper.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back for a second. We said we was talking about relationships and being valuable. I feel like social media has put a whole different value on friendships
and relationships.
Because people take social media, not saying it's not good, because it's definitely a lot of stuff coming out of social media, but in regards to relationships and friendships, I feel like people put way too much strain on social media to determine how close or not close you are to someone. Like birthday posts. People really get mad when you don't post them on birthdays or don't tell them happy birthday, or they do something and you don't say congratulations, but I'm your friend in real life. Like I know I done did it. I text my friend at midnight like happy birthday, but something in me make me feel like I have to make this post in order for it to be legit. Like it don't really mean shit. Like you already know I told you happy birthday. It don't matter. But it's just the strain on it. So I feel like people put way too much pressure on friendships when it comes to social media. Because for me, my real friends know most of the shit going on in my life you do not see on social media. Social media is entertainment to me. So if you think you know me through social media, you don't know me at all. I talk a lot of shit. I do that in real life. But for the most part, you don't know the valuable side of me because you're judging me from social media. Now, I do use social media to, like, get different outlets and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm a person that keep my personal life off of social media so that that's not a problem. Any of my friends will tell you, like, if you're my best friend, you're my best friend. You're mad at me, cool. I'll talk to you tomorrow. But we not finna just not talk because you got an attitude. Like, you had a bad day. Okay, sis, drink some wine. You be mad. I can be a bitch today. Cool. I'm still gonna be your friend tomorrow. Like, I'm just one of them people. Like, you can't just let me go. Especially if you know that much about me. Like, shit.
You can't just let me go.
My friends know way too much about me to just be walking away. Like, bitch, no.
I'm telling you, motherfuckers know a lot about me too, but I ain't no stalker. Like, I can't make it.
I ain't gonna stalk you. I'm try to
you know a lot about me, nigga. We fall out, you decide you want to air some shit out.
Now, if you air some shit out, that's just way too far. That's the point. But I mean, like.
Wait, you said you gonna beat her up, Joe?
Nah, I ain't say her.
You said, I don't know, man.
Yeah, because I mean, she talking about relationship or friendship. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said both.
Okay, both.
I did, so that's what I'm saying. You said best friends. I said, so if me and my best friend fall out and they decide they want to air some shit, I'm gonna beat that ass. I don't take that what I said.
I don't do shit like that.
Do you hear me? Yeah.
Gloves on.
Hold on. So this one y'all didn't read, but it says, I don't try to mend relationships with people who can't tell me there's an issue when there is one. I don't do no guessing games. Say that shit so we can talk about it and move on. But the mind games, I don't have time for. Right. So
I agree with that.
But would you reach out to them once to try to see?
I mean, I would.
It depends on how they respond. Cause I reach out to try to talk to.
Wait. You said it depends on how they respond. Like, if you reach out.
No. You said would I reach out more than once?
No,
I reach out multiple times.
Yeah, even once, I believe.
That's what I said. Even one. Would you reach out the first time?
Yeah,
She said
she's not reaching out.
She said she stopped talking to me. I ain't reaching out.
Nah, it really for me it depends on what the issue was, because some issues you can't come back from.
What if you
like,
she said
reach out to you at some point. It probably wouldn't be like,
and so that's
immediately, because I'm gonna have to be like, okay, this is really tripping.
Oh, they really feel
like they really tripping, but
like this is literally the thing that I'm talking about. I'm not gonna be in our relationships because I don't do no guessing games and blah blah blah. I think that pride, they know new friends, like fuck that bitch, like I don't gotta. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to swallow my pride to have a conversation with you. I think that is harmful for us to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying push, like overly extend yourself to somebody. I don't believe in that either. What I am saying is that if you think there's a problem and that's a relationship that you value, then you should at least try once to mend it. And the only reason why I tried as many times as I did is because, like, literally this is my best fucking friend. I even still, like... We got way too many pictures on my social media for me to be like, that's not my friend no more. You like, what? Like, this shit don't make sense. Who you telling? You know what I'm saying? So, and not even just social media, like in my phone, like in real life, I might have a memory and it's like, I can't even hear her up and laugh about this shit no more because we not cool. Like I don't even know why. But I think, like what she's saying, I just really think that we should get out of that whole, I don't have to reach out to somebody, because we also carry that entire relationships like with a significant other, and then we be wondering why we can't keep nobody, you know what I'm saying? But it's because you won't swallow your pride. You don't have good communication skills. You think you hot shit and you the only hot shit around.
Okay.
But also that also is like the communication is so broken that it always ends up in a Facebook post or a long ass text message. There's no face to face like, okay, let's sit down and actually have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's left as a text message or left as, not necessarily saying that you didn't do what you supposed to do to try to get that person to have that, you know what I'm saying, they sit down and have that real conversation, but that person may just be on some like standoffish type shit with like not for no reason, you know what I'm saying, like for no reason, like won't even say what the issue is, won't give you a chance to figure it out. So now you it puts you in the corner like, do I keep, you know what I'm saying? That's
why I said I agree. I'll reach out.
Like, I'll reach out to you. I'm a person that don't like to make myself feel like shoulda, coulda, woulda. So in a friendship, I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm gonna try to see what's wrong. We can talk it out. We can even get to arguing. I'm gonna try to fix it. What I'm not gonna do is beg you though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do what I gotta. I'm gonna do as a human, as a person in this relationship. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna try to talk to you. How you respond to me is gonna let me know how we gonna move. And I had to accept that it's a lot of shit that I won't know. We won't always get a why did this happen or why you feel like that or is it like that. Like, you just have to be okay with what it is. So I had to adopt the what I want to say, habits of just kind of I'll reach out, say what I gotta say. But however you respond is gonna let me know if we can try to fix this or if we not. But I'm not finna keep on pulling. Like, we both grown at this point. I'm not finna do that. If you don't want to talk to me, I'm not gonna force you to talk to me.
Match their energy, basically.
Right. So I'll try, but I'm not finna beg you to talk to me. Like, best friend, not best friend.
I just think it's important that we try. Like I said, I just think communication gets lost.
But see, that's the thing about when you say that. You might see how much trying is the effort that you're looking for, because. Like I said, like when she said she ain't gonna play no guessing game, like, I'm that way. Like, here's my thing. I probably if you just got distant, you know what I'm saying, I know where I'd be like, hey yo, you good? That gonna be my first thing to make sure, because you might have something personal going on in your life to where it made you distance yourself from pretty much everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I ask you if you good. You don't say nothing, then I might tell you, hey bro, you know you been a little distant. Is it me, or you know what I'm saying, you got something going on, whatever.
Right.
If at the end you still ain't really trying to give me nothing, that's when I'm like, you know what, fuck it, because I ain't finna be playing no guessing game.
Right. Whenever you ready to talk, you'll reach back. I extended the lead one when you take them when you ready.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when we alright. She's so like, no. Damn, so come on, wait, this thing.
What's up, bro? You ain't tell you ain't come.
No.
I mean, you ain't gotta go in like this.
No. She's talking about this friend.
This the nigga. This one of the niggas behind the camera. She said she don't be knowing who be talking, y'all, and the other one is not here.
Y'all crazy. But like, she talking about like, you know what I'm saying, that's your nigga. Yeah, that's cool now, but as grown ass men, if you supposed to be my nigga, I feel like if it's a relationship that we value, we should have that level of communication where you should be able to tell me what the issue is.
But y'all know niggas don't like to talk. Like y'all know y'all.
I'm gonna say this, and niggas might be mad when I say this, but it is what it is. We might have the issue when it comes to talking to y'all, but when it's talking to us, we speak our mind with it because we ain't got to worry about no hurt feelings. We niggas. Like that is what lay it out.
You saying that this a grown ass man? I'm a grown ass woman, and I feel like another grown ass woman should be able to come and talk to me. So why is it easier for a woman? Nah. What?
Yeah.
We're going there. We're going there.
Hold on.
Are we going there?
It's not no fucking scientifically proven. Especially, first of all,
I'm
just gonna drink my drink on that one.
Show me the signs.
Listen.
Signs.
We not.
Alexa.
Do research.
Whatever. Look.
Ken said, "I know how to treat people, and if people,
She said, I know how.
and if people distance, well, I know how I treat people, and if people distance themselves from me without reason, I will not reach out because when I begin peeping shit, I ask about it right then and there.
So that's reaching out,
that,
man.
I'm done. This reaching out, then, Ken. You tried to reach out.
You tried to nip it in the butt.
But I think that's what Shawty's saying. Like, absolutely, you notice like somebody that you was real close to fell back from you. You know what I'm saying? You should try. You know, get over your pride that first time and try. And say, hey, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if I offended you. If so, I apologize. We can talk about what happened because I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? After that, like she said, depending on the response, you know what I'm saying, you can move accordingly. But if your pride too big to even reach out, you might lose a valuable relationship that was unnecessary, like for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Just because if that person's struggling with pride, a pride issue, like that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But like that don't mean you can't be a bigger person and still save that relationship if it's valuable to you. Like
Kiana said, gay. I don't know why she said that or she said it too, but she definitely said, Kiana, who are you talking to?
What's gay? What happened?
I don't know. She just said gay. Like, I don't know what's gay, but
I don't know. But ultimately, I think we done kind of reiterated who ain't reaching out and who is reaching out like several times and whatever. But I think that when I lost this friendship that I deemed to be so valuable, right?
valuable.
Country
So valuable. Can you hand me that phone there over yonder or something?
Wrench around there, pay me that phone. Wrench around.
Right around now.
Shut the hell up. But no, when I quote unquote lost this relationship that I deemed to be so valuable, I also gained and acquired some new friendships that are probably more valuable, right? These are people that are reaching for higher goals, and so we're more so aligned. And I think that when I was trying to reckon in my mind about like losing this friend that I, really, like I said, this friendship that I felt like was never gonna end, when I was like, fuck that bitch. When I finally said fuck that bitch, I looked around and was like, but look at all these new people that's around, and these aren't like fly by the wings new people. I don't feel like these ain't gonna be no new people that I feel like in a year or two I won't know them anymore. I think these are better and longer lasting relationships, and they're also mutually beneficial, whereas like they've been some places that I haven't been yet, and they're going to be able to help and guide and be a real friend. And so I just think whenever we do lose those relationships, because I think all of us have experienced these like, damn, like I don't know why I really liked you, but fuck you, I think it's important to kind of look around and see where you at now though, and who's around you and who got your back, and what they're bringing. So like not settling on the loss but like looking at what came with the loss, because things shift in our life simultaneously. While one thing is exiting, it's some other shit coming in, and so should you really be focusing on that exit?
Don't even look at it as a loss. Look at it as growth. Everybody got to grow somewhere. In my life, just because we was close friends for 20 years don't necessarily mean that year 16 we still going down the same road. You might have to go that way, and I might have to go that way. Like, it is what it is, but I also feel like I'm a strong believer on everything happen for a reason. So I feel like you meet different people in your life for different reasons. Mm-hmm. So some people, like I said, they seasonal. It might have felt like they were supposed to be there for a lifetime, mm-hmm. but once you get to a point to where every single thing with that person becomes an issue,
it wasn't ever
like that.
I'm
talking about in general.
I know. I'm just saying.
When it becomes a problem, you're so dramatic. It becomes a problem, like, over and over, then something has to change. Yeah. Like, and it's some people that I've met it's some people I know that I've known for 20 years that I don't trust worth for them. It's some people I met 5 years ago that I damn near trust with my life. Mm-hmm. So it just depends on that person.
Right.
Like, and the bond you get with them. And it also would determine how hard I would go for you for our friendship. Because if you're not bringing no value to my life, I'm not going to put all this energy into fighting for you to stay here.
Right.
I look at it like it's a quote, or I think it's a Tupac lyric or whatever. Like, or it's a Tupac quote. He's like, just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gained the enemy. Like, we cannot be friends, or we ain't got, you know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that I got something against you, or that, no, like, life is just taking us two different, some directions.
That's facts.
But when I see you, it ain't gonna be like, oh, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? We finna square up or no shit like that. No, it's just, what's up, bro? How you doing? I might keep going. I might sit down and have a conversation with you. That don't mean we're enemies. That don't mean I got a beef with you. It just means that, okay, we had our friendship, our friendship was as strong as it was in that period of time. But just because it's not in that period of time, don't mean we automatically enemies. Don't mean that we beefing or no stuff. No, it don't work like that. I don't carry hatred towards nobody. Like, I done had folks that I done, like, got into fist fights with. Or, like, when I see them, I ain't I'm finna get them. Like, what's going on? Nah, I'm here to keep on going.
I also think it's very possible to have friends, and maybe, we aren't as close, but I think it's still possible to be friends and your life took two separate directions. Like, my real childhood friend, like, really, really, like, friends for 25 years probably. Yeah. She live in New York. Like, homegirl be on some other shit, but we still, like, when we talk to each other, we ain't missed a beat. And we might not talk to each other for a whole year sometimes. And it ain't no reason in particular other than life. You know what I'm saying? And us not being in close proximity to be like, hey, what you doing? Let's meet up. So sometimes, just sitting on the phone ain't really a thing. But whenever we do talk, we talk for 10 hours damn near. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole lot of shit to catch up on. And we miss the beat. So I think it's absolutely possible to be friends with somebody and y'all live two separate lives and that shit is completely different. Y'all really ain't. If y'all had just met today, you might not have as much in common. Because
when I say take two different paths, when y'all paths start clashing, when what you're trying to do has started to become a issue, like if you're trying to grow but your friend with the negative shit, it's always, why you doing that? Why we can't do this? That's when it's time for you to exit. Because I lived in another city for 6 years and my best friend lived here and we didn't miss a beat. Like, when I came back, it was just like that. When I talked to her, it was just like that. So, I don't mean live in different places. I mean, like, you growing in two different areas. Like, so they trying to think
when you see that person, they want to gossip. Nah, I'm trying to talk about this business.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like, y'all lives are not
I ain't even worried about what they doing. I ain't,
and it don't necessarily mean that we have to never be friends again, but there is gonna kind of be a distance. Like, we might not be as close as we were. Because we just
right, and that's what I'm saying. But I wasn't saying like somebody that where y'all personalities have completely become different. I'm saying like, well, if I told you what kind of shit my friend was up to, right, you'd be like, that's night and day difference from who Sandra is.
I got a couple of them.
Right, but we still friends. Like, we still gonna kick it. Like, if we come to Memphis, we still gonna kick it too. So. That's what I mean, where your friend can be completely different and y'all can still keep a relationship.
That's how it is with my folks in South Memphis. Like, I hit them up every now and again when I come home, but for the most part, nah, because I know what y'all on. the kind of future I'm heading towards, I get some shit with y'all, it's gonna fuck up all that.
Yeah, and you know where to draw those lines. You know how tough we can kick it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
You know the boundaries there.
I ain't hitting the club tonight.
Do you?
But tonight, I'm not the
We
friend
can
to
kick it at
come to
the crib though. No, I got some liquor, you know. So
any of my friends, y'all got a club to go to. I'm not that friend.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't my crib.
I ain't going over their house either.
You come to my crib.
But nah, like you know, like it's like you said, like business out there, you know, like we'll hoop at the park, you know. But I'm going home. We ain't going. Now y'all going to the club. I mean, y'all be safe. I'll holler at y'all. See y'all next week.
Maybe not even to make it home.
Because it's not necessarily that. It's that I know they on some bullshit. But when too many, it's like something bound to happen. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be somebody that's going to see us, they're going to might get jealous or what, because it happens too often. Somebody might bump into somebody, look at somebody the wrong way, you might flirt with the wrong people, and then all of a sudden, now, all 30 of us into it with all 30 of them, and that, like, I ain't got time for this
I'll
shit.
say, Sean, you witnessed that shit watching me grow up. Think about all the fights I was in Southwind. How many of those fights was mine?
You just like fighting that shit.
No, I don't. That's the problem that y'all miss for.
You like fighting. You like being Captain Save-A-Ho. You want to...
No, I wasn't no like being Captain Save-A-Ho. Somebody kept asking me to save their ass.
So, but anyway, we need to go and wrap this joint up. So, our events and socialite segment for today, your date night suggestion is Central Station.
What is that?
So, Central Station is the train station.
Train station to be in all the movies and shit.
Our train station be
Grand Central.
But it's super nice down there, y'all. Like when I tell you it's a whole vibe, it's a whole vibe. They only play Memphis music. It's downtown, nigga, at the train station.
I mean, I saw
like
it.
literally at the train station.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, you know Memphis be having these unique ass trains. I ain't know. Shit. Okay, tell me something. Go ahead.
Y'all not Chandra, you don't get out the house. Central
I don't go
Station
nowhere.
is the train station. And so, like I said, they only play Memphis music. The drinks was fire. This lady made me a rosé spritzer with Hennessy that was like to die for.
She ain't got nothing on the liquor lane though.
Me and you both bought tickets. We both got confused. That shit, I said,
You better take your thank you.
yeah, we bartenders. We
don't look at each other like,
what?
what you say, bro?
I said she ain't got nothing on the liquor lane.
I appreciate that.
I don't know now, y'all.
So yeah, like I didn't know. I told her, like I looked at their drink menu. I was like, I don't like none of this. This don't look familiar. Like this ain't just not, like I don't want this. And I glanced around the bar and I don't see no names I recognize there either. I was like, man, I need like. I was like, y'all don't have a sweet red, like something simple, like a little classic, because I was at a networking event. So I'm like, I need a sweet red wine, because they're gonna put it in the big wine glass where it's like that. So I look like,
This
you know,
nigga.
cute as fuck, but I'm holding mine. Yeah, you can hold your glass, like, anywho.
That ain't how you gonna hold that big ass glass, but alright.
That's all the real glass. Nigga salt off the side.
You hold the stem.
You hold the stem and so the nails show, you know, so niggas when they approach, they know that they gotta pay for nails and shit. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anywho, I told her I didn't know. And so she was
You
like,
trying to promote a nail appointment with her wine? What the fuck?
I don't know what she was trying to promote.
What?
they do.
I mean,
Shout out to Candace D Artistry. But anywho, so I told the lady, it was a little chubby white lady. I was like, I don't know.
why you gotta be a chubby white lady?
This ain't
cute.
I was like, this ain't my shit.
Not the lady that went there.
And so she was like, okay, so what do you usually drink? I was like, I want a sweet red. And she was like, I don't have a sweet red, but I can make you like a rosé spritzer. I was like, okay. She said I can make it stronger with like a vodka or gin. And I was like, I don't drink that. Just do the rosé
At that
thing.
point, you
And
know
then she
somebody
was
shit.
like, and then I thought about it. I was like, can you do it with something brown? And she was like, I can do it with cognac. And I was like, perfect. And she was like, what kind of cognac or whatever? I got Hennessy, VSOP, da-da-da.
You stopped at
Hennessy. Oh, yeah. She started listing. I was like, baby, you can stop.
You like Hennessy song?
Yes.
That's that cat with you. You ain't gotta ask her, nigga.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's favorite shot of Hennessy.
Her own favorite shot of Hennessy as well.
Right.
Because
very humble too, man.
Surprised she didn't have her paint today.
Well, next time you go to the bar, order French Connection, and then talk to me after that.
Nigga, have what I had.
French Connection has your Hennessy in it. So
That's fine.
just
But like, try what I have. So you want to be looking at
your rose spritzer.
I would never try
I do hear me. I need to find out what the spritzer is first. Because
spritzer or seltzer is too.
It actually didn't have no spritzer or seltzer type of thing going on. I don't know why she called it that. Because it didn't have that like shit. Bubbly shit, but I'm guessing because it's a rosé, and you know rosés are more carbonated. So I think that's why she called it
vodka or some gin. Bitch, who the fuck want to mix gin with wine?
Hey, but
that's what a sangria is. You just put different alcohols in wine.
Ain't nobody putting no gin in that shit. But that bubble face by itself.
Like shit.
That Hennessy with the rosé was 5. Anywho, your brunch suggestion for this week is Stony River.
Stony River got brunch?
Yes, they do.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
I'm slacking.
Yeah. And then other
also,
than
I don't
that,
live here, so.
What's your favorite?
Also, I don't
what's your
live here,
favorite brunch spot in Cali?
My favorite brunch spot in Cali,
Roscoe's.
Go to Bottega Louie.
Bottega Louie.
Bottega Louie.
He said go there like we on our way to
California. If you're going to LA, go to Bottega
to the house and shit.
That's my recommendation for
And
brunch.
what should we do when we get to LA? Like, what's one thing we should absolutely do?
Man, there's so much stuff to do in LA, man. Like,
I gotta go back to LA.
I don't want to tell you like do all the cliche stuff, but if it's your first time in LA, like do all the cliche stuff first. You know what I'm saying? Like
all the cliche.
Go to Santa Monica Beach, Venice Beach. You know what I'm saying? Go to do the
I
Hollywood Trail and all that.
Watch a nigga snow coke and shit.
Go see how they live in halves and shit.
Nah, don't ever jump on one of them half cut off vans with the tourists. Don't ever do it, bro. I don't know. They be having like minivans with the top cut off on them.
I seen
it. Yeah, they don't come like that. That's all I'm saying. You don't come that way, so don't.
About the air don't work, so you know what I'm saying.
Don't risk your life.
Take the top out, DB.
Like that took that mug to a can opener, boy. Right.
Don't cut yourself.
But local stuff.
Yeah, give us local secrets. Come on.
Local.
Chop.
Black on stuff, go to Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? That's where
they do it most good.
That's where they do it most good, man. It's like very safe, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right. That was also because Inglewood I wouldn't put them safe together.
It's like people I mean
you said Beverly Hills, I thought it was
like they make it, the media portrays it that way for a reason. I ain't gonna say why, but you know what I'm saying? Like Inglewood is like East Memphis, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes sense. Like,
East Memphis back when we was growing up.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now, Memphis is
together.
The real ghetto.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis. Yeah, I ain't gonna compare it straight up to Memphis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Memphis is Memphis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the black owned stuff out there, and it's like, I don't know. Don't be afraid to go to Inglewood because it's nice. You know what I'm saying? Straight like. That is what it is.
You live out there?
I live downtown. Just because my wife works close by, she can walk to work. You know what I'm saying?
So powerful.
That's very green thumb of
I wish I was
I mean, it's like a legit 2-minute walk from our front door. Like,
oh, she
working on her car.
Do you hear me?
Man.
He told me, you gotta text me, let me know you made it. I see it.
Yeah. No, go there with
Look, hey, you coming home? We got next to a church. You just.
So I'm mad I forgot to put on my
head on the shoulder.
My abstract t-shirt today because I have worn it on this jump before.
I seen that. Appreciate
and Cashmere be trying to clown your music all the time.
A word?
Yeah. She put you under the bus. I'm talking about
even the white guy can't see us here. Excuse me.
The first time she said Wayne Greaty, I thought she said
Wayne Greaty. I did too.
Ever since then, he know your name. And he still be like Wayne Brady.
It's all good.
He don't do that. He's like,
I been calling Weezy. I been calling next week kids.
You know what I'm saying? Go talk to us about this Wayne Greaty name since motherfuckers think it's a joke and shit.
Yeah.
Big sister mode came in. Oh, okay.
Right. So Wayne Greaty, I got that name. I was with my cousin John. You know what I'm saying? He played football in Northwest, Northwest College.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi.
Which campus though?
San Antonio.
Okay, that's
At the main campus or whatever. He played for the team. So
I got you.
But we went down there and he introduced me to one of his homeboys, like dude from like nowhere, Mississippi, bro. Like,
I said nowhere, Mississippi.
You know what I'm saying? Like he country, bro. Like dumb country. And he was like, you know how you introduce yourself. What's up, bro? My name Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say nothing to that man, but what's up, bro? My name Wayne. He might say Wayne Greaty. I swear to God. And I was like, yep. That's it. That's the tweet.
I got a similar story. Dude from Louisiana, country shit from Generate. I was in Little Rock. I told him I said, "What's up, bro?" Like Freddie Hydro. What is? And that was my name. Like everybody knew this Hydro for the whole time I was in Little Rock.
That's actually a fine name, Freddie Hydro. You should be a rapper, bro.
Bro, I don't rap. No.
You should be a rapper.
It's a lot of time
you be a producer, man.
Truly, you know what? You alright. Yeah. I ain't got the voice for it. That's all it is. I feel like you gotta have a certain voice to rap, bro.
Yeah. You kind of sound like Bun B a little bit. You can
Okay. Alright, so I think Shawnee B is the only other person than your big sister and your wife in the room that's really listening to your music show. Shawnee, what you think? Like, you got any questions?
Well, when I first listened to your music, it wasn't what I was expecting in a good way.
Okay.
I was expecting you to sound like Memphis because, you know, I'm biased in the Memphis category. And it didn't sound like that. It was a whole different sound. Y'all might not know, but the song that y'all hear when we come into the intro is his song. So, it's his song. So, I've listened to the album. It's actually on my phone, and I really like it. But when are you coming out with some more music, though?
I appreciate it. Coming very soon. No, I mean, it's coming soon. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That shit
I think there's a positive and a negative to what you said. Like, one, I want to sound Memphis. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to not sound Memphis because that's where I'm from. I want to put on from my hometown. But there's a way that you do it. I think my album presented like a level of professionalism that you don't hear. You know what I'm saying? And so in being in like coming with that level of professionalism, like it take time to learn. You know what I'm saying? It take time to grow, and that's what I've been on. You know what I'm saying, for like the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't want to. If this one sounded, you know what I'm saying, one I dropped in like 2018 sounded like that, you know what I'm saying, I need to be better next time. I need to grow, you know what I'm saying. I'm not competing with Joe Blow from Memphis, you know what I'm saying. I'm competing with Drake, you know what I'm saying. Not in a way that I got album sales like Drake, but that like we demanding the same attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't listen to Drake's song, I want you to listen to my song. I need to compete with him. I need to sound like, you know what I'm saying, that level of quality. So I need to learn that level of song structure. I need to learn that level of music theory. I need to learn that level of bars and stuff. So I just been taking time to do that.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
What is one thing about your music that you feel like you want to change?
That I want to change?
Or do you feel, I ain't gonna say want to change, or did you feel like you need to work on and get better?
Everything.
He's a perfectionist, like for real.
I can tell you.
Everything.
When he was making this album, y'all, he used to go to work from 6 to 6, come home. And I say they were like getting up, getting dressed, all that shit, like the whole day of a 9 to 5. He did that, come home, eat dinner, shut the door. Go in his room like, hey, Jane. That meant I'm working, get the fuck out of my room. So, like, just watching him work on that album, like, he used to be in there writing. I helped him with one line, but he won't give me. And I helped him with the whole interlude.
That's
I helped him with the whole interlude.
That's not true.
Why you ain't doing that?
I'm gonna tell you it's not true. I'm in the room one day. I wrote the whole joint, and she was sitting on the couch in the living room. I was proud of this. I finished writing. I was like, oh, this is my best song ever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, son, you gotta hear this, bro. She was like, Al, come in there. I was like, nah, you gotta come in there. So I rapped it for her. She's like, yeah, that's dope. You need to put me at the end. I was like, no. You know what I'm saying? So that was the extent of her help. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, I went in on my own.
No, she didn't. I went out to the living room. Yeah, she was watching HGTV. HGTV. I came. She told me to have it. I got a phone.
I don't remember HGTV be having some good shows, but that's what they do there,
okay? But anyway, I don't know. The way he's telling this story is false, y'all.
No.
I always just go holler at my little baby bro.
See, now we know you added some shit.
I was
So anyway,
It's real.
how about you just get to the point and tell us what's the line that you
So,
gave?
don't do that.
What's the line? What's the line that you
Tell me the
gave?
line. Go ahead. Tell me the line.
I don't even remember.
You can't get your ass out of here. Like a receipt.
you remember lie, but you want credit for it.
Listen, it was the whole
That was what you should have said, Wayne. She was like, "Get my credit. Which line? What line so I can get your credit?"
Right.
It was Julia's interlude or whatever. But anyway, we gonna get off of it. But I will say, like, with him saying that he wants to compete on a level where you can play his music next to Drake, and you don't look up and be like, "The fuck is that?" That's literally how my playlist is. Like the music that's saved on my song, his music will come in between Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Go ahead.
What was wrong with the way I said saved on my phone?
my song?
Yeah.
I saved on my phone.
The music that's saved on my phone or, on my playlist on Apple Music and all that. Like his music playing right behind Jay-Z, Beyonce, Drake, Kanye West.
And they flow.
And it flow. There's no huge dip in quality and no shit like that to make you be like, why the fuck you playing this local music? You know how local shit sounds sometimes. Like it sounds like a mixtape or something. Yeah. And when I play his music in front of
You know how local shit it sounds local.
You know what I'm talking about. Like,
it sounds low budget or whatever, but I
didn't want to say that. She said that, but okay.
Yeah.
This voice always record song.
Money into your music. You can't sound like the best if you don't put money into your music. So you need to pay for mixing. You need to pay for real.
And I had to explain it to so many artists when I was working at the radio, bro. When I was working at the radio station in Pine Bluff, so many artists would want to try to send me their music and all that and everything, and I had to let them know, okay, look, I understand I'm y'all little connect, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to blow up, but you gotta realize, if you sending me something to play to the radio, I don't get paid to edit your music.
Right.
You need to pay your editor or your engineer, whoever you got,
At least make it clean.
and make a clean version. If you ain't got no radio clean version, don't send it to me because I can't play this shit.
Right.
I ain't gonna listen to it.
And then they get a certain quality to where it can be played to the next.
This whole fuck in the middle of your song ain't gonna play on my station. That's all I'm saying.
Hit the button to kind of tone.
No, I ain't got I got on my mixes 2 buttons. There's a button that go red to record. There's a button that go yellow to stop. That's it.
And then that's so backwards. But I was also at 88.5, the local Memphis station where they, play students and train them on how to do studio recording as far as radio and television and all that. And one of the engineers there was like, we want to show love to local artists. Like, we pride ourselves on doing that. But also in showing love, it's like, I got to let you know when this shit trash. And, fool, I like your lyrics, but the sound quality is not good, so I can't play this on the radio. And I just feel like, with this man, even though he's my brother, like, please get that out your head. Seriously, on some real shit, like, if his stuff was on the radio, you wouldn't question the quality. You'd be like, oh, who is this artist? Like, this is a new artist. That's how you gonna think. You wouldn't think that it was like a nigga recorded in his closet,
Thank you.
You up?
I mean, he ain't my brother. He played through my playlist and I ain't changed it. So, good job.
I'm gonna ask you I haven't really listened to any like other than the song that we listen to when they come on or whatnot. I'm not a big Anyway, where do you get your inspiration when you
I was just gonna ask
like where do you get your inspiration or where is it that you find your direction for an album or for a project that you're doing? Whether it's one song or it's actually a whole project?
For a project, I would say I get my inspiration from, first of all, like I'm always working on music, you know what I'm saying, like always learning and getting better, you know what I'm saying, like I think usually a project starts around one song for me, like when I finally record something, like that's the one, you know what I'm saying, like then I find things that are in that same lane or similar that sound like it can be paired with it, you know what I'm saying, help me paint a picture around it, and then like I just kind of put puzzle pieces together, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like I get inspiration from one thing to to put together an album, I put together an album first and then see what it tells me.
Okay.
And if I like it, if I like the picture it painted, I put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like my first album is like abstract because like being from Memphis, I know that I don't sound like I'm from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? But like abstract is, you know what I'm saying, like art is like to be different. It's not the same perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I wanted to present in that music. You know what I'm saying? So it took me to finish recording those songs and sit with them and be like, man, I don't sound like I'm from Memphis necessarily.
It's a good thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that's why I named it
I mean,
abstract.
I heard the Memphis
disagree, right?
but compared to like Memphis is not the same Memphis sound. But I hear
like the trap sound, like
Yeah, I'm saying Memphis. All Memphis artists got like a Memphis rock.
So it's not like you just strictly.
It's not no.
You're not a colonizer, bro.
It ain't no guy. It's not. What's my nigga name? Moneybag Yo. It ain't that bop, right? But he got this real southern draw. Like soon as the junk come on, start this shit.
Which one?
Ghetto Flow.
Oh man, just go listen to it.
It was like y'all go listen to it. But soon as it come on, fool, like that whole southern, the way how heavy his voice is, how heavy the bass is, like that shit Memphis all day, I think. And if it's not Memphis, it's a southern thing. To me, it sound like straight Texas, if nothing else. You know what I'm saying? It give you a real, that song in particular gives you that chopped and screwed kind of flow, and that shit bump. Like just go listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to it, and I'll drop some more music soon. Like
what song, my nigga?
Before the summertime.
Drop a teaser for your fans.
Before the summertime.
One song,
like you
got
gotta,
one song,
please.
One.
Like when you get back.
I would drop a song for y'all.
Thank
I'm gonna let y'all do the exclusive on it.
We just got an exclusive song
That's y'all do the
from.
exclusive on it.
You know, they laughed last time I said a Memphis nigga, but you is a Memphis nigga, you know.
That's facts.
And it's not a
That's facts.
No, it wasn't that you said it was how you said it.
I watched it. She's talking about the clothing dude, right? She was like, you know what I'm saying, from a real Memphis nigga.
A Memphis nigga.
I said what?
What's wrong with being a Memphis nigga? I love Memphis niggas.
See,
But it's just
look how you just, I love Memphis niggas. And then it was like, so this Memphis nigga.
Right.
This is
That's how she said it.
This
Right
is a coin thing. That shit like trademark. Like it's
y'all know y'all Memphis niggas. Quit acting like that.
But it's
But no, it's like the tone what y'all say Memphis niggas determines whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, y'all
Yes.
y'all
Bitch.
Come out.
This is not right.
Fictional goddamn.
Y'all projected y'all own negative shit on that. Like I was showing love to a Memphis nigga that I know and who I think is dope, just like this Memphis nigga right here.
Right.
So at the end of the day, y'all go listen to his music. Where can they find your music?
All stream, anywhere, everywhere you listen to music.
Memphis.
Except for SoundCloud.
Are you on YouTube?
Yes.
Do you have videos and shit?
Not yet.
Are they coming?
Yes.
Okay. Is that album art on your Instagram?
No, that's not album art on my Instagram. But maybe. No, it's not.
Memphis
Now
niggas.
we just asked you how to go look you up. You said our platform, so Apple Music,
Yep.
Spotify.
Yep.
Title.
Yep.
What's left?
Amazon Music. Yep.
Spinrilla.
Okay, you want Spinrilla?
No, I ain't no spin.
Talking about some nigga, I'm on Spinrilla, Dad Piff, Live Mixtapes, all that shit,
He
nigga.
just said he was not on SoundCloud, so I figured he went on Spinrilla.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so of course, before we leave, I have to give you a gift. Watch these shows, so don't act this surprised.
I know what it's gonna be if I.
But
Yeah.
you knew you was getting this chance.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You okay?
Just like the Memphis niggas.
It's the second
So
week.
you're not gonna
We ain't had no candle
you
burn.
know how to candle.
She's slacking, bro.
Oh, my.
Man,
That's
fast.
the lighter.
Oh,
I got the
shit.
candle. We left the lighter.
I don't like the way y'all have got
DJ Lighter.
Okay, y'all. Okay.
Yo, y'all go shop with Freddie the Liquor Man, Shiny B, the candles. This John smell fire. Y'all shop with Sandra, NBA Brandon. You know what I'm saying? Watch the Douglas Define podcast. It's very entertaining every time.
Yeah, I been put y'all orders in your ear. Like
Shit, John be trying to watch y'all badass kids. Whoop y'all kids' ass at home. That's what I need y'all to do.
That's what Jones promoting.
You been a teacher in Memphis for 2 days. Y'all kids is all this man fucking crazy. Get some control.
Man, I'm like, hey,
Teaching for 2 days.
I taught in Arkansas before I came here. So when
You just started here too.
I just started
You
here.
saying they need to beat the kids already?
Hell yeah!
And I got a cousin.
Beat their ass.
Listen. I got a cousin who became a teacher. I'm talking about devout Christian, bro. Like he ain't never like cuss, like do bad stuff at all. That man started being a teacher. That man dropped the F-bombs 4 times the first time I seen him since he started being a teacher. I was like, bro, you cuss?
That's how it happened.
I was like, man, these kids, man.
They so different from us, bro. Like, no shit. And then with all the new rules they got in place now, it's so different. Like, you know, when we was growing up, if you was a problem in class, shit, they was just gonna kick our ass out of there. You getting ISS or OSS or whatever. That was what the principal say, shit. If they ain't gonna act right in class, shit, send their ass home if their parents deal with them.
Yeah.
They want you to kick these motherfuckers in ass and shit.
So you just got to deal with the discipline problems.
You can't whoop their ass. You can't
Let me get out the way.
You ain't supposed to cuss at them.
Mm-hmm. They can cuss at you though.
But they can cuss at you. Mm-hmm. They can bump up to you like they finna beat your ass and you can't do shit. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who the fuck are the dog here? Am I the damn student?
Look right from them, bro. That's what it is. You can't put them in
what Bernie Mac say so me?
You singling them out type shit.
What Bernie Mac saying so me?
Fuck them kids.
Fuck the kids.
I love the badass.
Y'all, we ain't gonna be able to upload this episode in one piece because it's gonna be too long.
Okay, let's go close this out. So,
We've been on for 2 hours.
Anyways, make sure y'all follow us on IG at Dopeness Defined Podcast and like our page on Facebook. If you want to be featured on the show, DM us on social media.
I don't even know what you said.
Say it again. Okay. Shut the fuck up.
Say it with some excitement.
Say it with your chest.
You be saying this shit like you tired of talking. Come on, say it like you love it.
It's routine. Project your voice.
Spice it up. Throw some hot sauce on it. Go ahead.
Little razzle dazzle.
Hot sauce on your burrito.
You want to do this?
I'm motivating you, my nigga.
Alright guys, so thank you so much for listening to Dopeness Defined Podcast and kicking it with us every week. Make sure you follow us on IG at Dopeness Defined Podcast and like our page on Facebook. If you want to be featured on the show, DM us on social media. And a major shout out to our friends helping us behind the scenes, Cashmere on videography, on videographer. Lord, I can't talk. And Trey Smalls, who is not here today, who is our sound engineer, but you know, he still be keeping it with us.
Okay, you can find the audio version of our show on all major streaming platforms. That includes Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, as well as YouTube. The video versions you can catch on Facebook as well as YouTube as well.
I like how you skipped the whole line. Y'all, one day we gonna get this shit together, I promise.
Y'all didn't even know what was wrong until she said something.
Facts.
She wanted you to say share this sheet.
It's thank you guys for tuning in. Oh yeah. Make sure you share this shit.
Fuck me.
Make sure
my light skin ass ain't got a chance by myself.
Feedback and all that good stuff. But for real, make sure y'all give us reviews. If you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and give us 5 stars. And
like an Uber driver.
You ain't have to do it like that. You did not have to do it.
Oh my God. Thanks for your survey.
We're supposed to be supporting the 5 stars on Apple.
Yes.
And write some shit too. Tell them how we make you laugh when you at the house and all that good stuff or whatever. And last but not least, of course, kick shit, stay fly, shut the fuck up, create no shit.
Yeah, fuck you.
We'll see. Oh, wait. Y'all, my daddy told me he watched the podcast and he thinks that we get high before the show.
Oh.
He did.
And then we just drink and laugh. We don't talk. We just be laughing.
I don't partake in the herbals.
No smoking. Step out smoking.
Yeah, we don't smoke before the show, y'all. Do y'all think we be high on here?
Y'all think we be high on here? Just let us know next show, because we gotta go now.
Right.
Tell us next time.
So kick shit, stay fly, create dope shit. We'll see y'all next week. And this is the Dopeness Defined Podcast. Peace.
Niggas.